that is anticipated. It's looked forward to for a long time. No limits, Texas. We'll see about no limits. Let's go in the Lone Star State. Scott Dixon on pole sitter Takuma Sato. They're wheel to wheel. Sato will take it into turn one.
Nice start by Dixon. He stays wheel to wheel. Now he'll tuck in to the draft down the back straightaway. Nice start.
Packed up further back, but up front, Dixon looking low on Sato as they start to go single file through 3 and 4. It looks like maybe that's Hinchcliffe running high along with Spencer Pigot working the high line out of 4.
Pigot around the outside there. It's Josef Newgarden who will come back in on the inside.
Pigot tucks in that black Auto Geek car, and he's being challenged now to the low side. That's Colton Herta making moves. Very close there. Here comes Pigot inside Newgarden.
You're going to see that all night. These guys are getting racy already. Colton Herta now got another run. Rossi on the high side.
Right on board now with Alexander Rossi. That's Colton Herta in front of him. Both green and white cars.
No pressure, no pressure.
It's a new livery this weekend for Alexander Rossi. The way you can tell him apart from Colton Herta. Herta has the red mirrors. Look at this.
Terrific run from Rossi. Let's see if Herta gives him room.
That was a great line, keeping it tucked down underneath of the air turbulence of Colton Herta, and he clears him nice. That was a perfectly executed pass.
You can differentiate Herta from Rossi because Colton Herta has the red mirrors and the red camera on the top of the roll hoop. Now they start to stretch out.
Sato, Dixon, Hunter-Reay, Bourdais. Here is Takuma.
And Sato's opened up a pretty impressive gap over Scott Dixon already.
Yeah, these two guys are really stretching it out right now. I'm sure that Scott Dixon is content to ride. He's the fuel mileage master, so you're going to burn, like at Indy, you're going to burn a little bit more fuel sitting out front. So I'm sure Scott Dixon is okay with this right now.
Ryan Hunter-Reay made a nice move to get up to third in front of Sebastian Bourdais, and now we ride with Rossi again, and he's going to start working on Josef Newgarden now. 2 Americans firing it down into turn 1.
Almost in the grass like Sato last year, and he had to get out of it.
He was frustrated with his qualifying, said we were faster than that. We will have a better race car, and we're already seeing that as Newgarden defends. Rossi says, I'll go the high side, and here comes Colton Herta.
He's got a bullet, Rossi, but he's having a hard time getting around Newgarden because Newgarden's weaving all over the back straightaway.
And Rossi has to keep checking his mirrors because every time he checks up on a bailout of a Newgarden pass, he's got Colton Herta all over the back of him. And then this young American, Zach Veach, also looking pretty racy early on.
Veach has got Graham Rahal up ahead. They're trying to tag onto that group with Herta and Rossi and Newgarden. Sato boasts a 1 second lead over Scott Dixon up front, but this is where the action is right here.
2:18 on the last lap for Sato. They are already up at qualifying speeds with the heat on the track.
Let's talk more Zach Veach with Kevin.
Remember last year, and he went from 16th to 6th very early on, as we see Ed Carpenter on track right now. Now we ride on board with Zach Veach. He said, this is the best car I think I've had before, but he told me I'm going to be more patient this year. I got in too much of a hurry last year, and that's what bit me when he brushed the wall. So he's going to be a little bit more methodical, try to stay in the top half of the race and make it go in the second half.
Oh, a little wiggle there for Zach Veach. How about Ed Carpenter? We said to keep an eye on him. Where is he? He is down 7 spots in 20th. Car 20 in 20th. That's not the plan for a guy who's been victorious here. Meanwhile, Rossi's been able to get around Josef Newgarden. And here comes Colton Herta lining up for a shot at the points leader.
What a brave move. That is very difficult because the track rolls off from a camber standpoint at the exit of 2, and Colton Herta keeps his foot in it.
Newgarden's going to get overhauled by Rahal. New livery for Rahal right there in the Fleet Coast Care car.
Let's see if Graham Rahal can do what Alexander Rossi did earlier and get some air. No, he can't. He's got
breathing it.
Stuck in the dirty air, had to lift. And now Graham's getting challenged on the outside by Zach Veach through 3 and 4. Look at Veach, that was close.
That's what happens when you got to back off the throttle. They're wide open around here almost, and when you get checked up, you lose all your momentum, and Veach got a nice run on that, but here comes Ericsson.
Man, that was close between the left rear of Zach Veach and the right front of Graham Rahal. You couldn't put a Rubik's Cube between those two.
Colton Herta's done a nice job tucked in behind there. Herta is running 9th. Let's go on board with Rossi. He's mounting a challenge here on Spencer Pigot.
Rossi's got a good handle on car Townsend in traffic. He's running closer to guys than anybody in the field right now, and he just cleared Pigot.
All clear, all clear.
And he should really drop Pigot quickly now that Rossi has clean air, and he'll look to try to catch up to James Hinchcliffe, as Herta's now going to put Pigot in his mirrors. Herta the inside.
Oh, squeezed a little bit. Pigot came down on him there a little bit.
And look who's lining up for a shot. Here comes the championship leader. Here comes Newgarden. He wants in on this. Third car in shot is Josef Newgarden, the championship leader, talking about 10th place overall.
Scott Dixon pits from second, so Takuma Sato remains on track. Dixon, remember, he went 57-plus laps last year with no problem with tire wear. They haven't seen it much this weekend, and he's back out. And here's the leader. And he hits one of his guys, and Sato is into the pit wall, and he hit one of the crewmen.
Hit the crewman hard. Just sailed right through his pit box, and I think he was just completely missed his box, Townsend, and thought he was in the next one.
Total disaster. He'll get a drive-through penalty once they do get him going, but they can't change the tires until they get that car further away from the wall. And under green flag conditions, this is going to put him 2, maybe 3 laps down.
What a nightmare. And let's hope that crewman is okay.
Yeah, the crewman got hit hard, and he was up against the wall when he got hit. So they're down a couple crew guys here that were out there. Slow stop now. This is going to cost him 3 or 4 laps now.
Wow. A dramatic turnaround for Takuma Sato. Led the first 60 laps of the race, and then comes in, hits one of his crew guys, and his chances of winning are greatly diminished.
Let's take a look at this again.
I think he's locked the inside tire, and look at the crew guys here. Boom, hits that guy, just nailed that guy.
Oh, thank goodness he's wearing a helmet. He got cracked on the back of the head here, and Sato just comes in way too hot. I mean, he's 20 miles an hour too quick, Paul.
Yeah, just
that wasn't even close.
Crew guy's super lucky he didn't end up under that back wheel or into the back wing there. He flipped over the wing, but it looks like he might be okay. He's up and moving around, surprisingly, but the helmets, that is mandatory here, is awesome.
I'll tell you what else is great is the deflector in front of the left, or in front of the rear tire. That's such an improvement over years past. It keeps you from getting sucked into that rear tire on pit lane. As you hear, Sato 2 laps down now, sits behind Ryan Hunter-Reay, and guess what, folks? This is the leader. Ryan Hunter-Reay beat Scott Dixon in that sequence on pit lane.
Stop and go.
Drive-through penalty for Sato. That's going to cost him another lap and a half.
Stop and go.
Stop and go, so that's even worse.
Well, we enjoy this battle of 3. Let's play some radio for you. Recent radio from James Hinchcliffe.
Car's really starting to build in. In clean air.
Oh.
Yeah, copy that, bud. Just keep working with it. Man, you've got a rocket ship. This thing's turning into a 3-stop race.
There you heard it. 3-stop race. You've got to get, though, to about lap 124, 125 to make that work. And
right
here
there
comes the 19-year-old Colton Herta looking to the high side.
He has demonstrated time and again tonight that he's not afraid to go low, go high, just go for it. Incredible. Here we go.
Outside move.
That is a bold move. As loose as people have been entering turn 1 in traffic, Colton Herta, you can see him wiggle there.
Gets loose again, coming off the corner.
I love it.
Remember his words.
Set this up again and get a run down the front straightaway.
Here he comes. Here he
comes.
comes.
We know that Hinchcliffe's going to hold the inside. Watch this move.
Send it. Send it in there, 88.
Outside.
And he has.
Oh, it's no grip up high, but there is for Colton Herta. That was awesome.
Remarkable.
Now Rossi will get a run right here.
He Rossi'd.
That was amazing.
That was 5th to 3rd in a couple laps.
How much does Hinchcliffe try to defend now? He's already lost the position to Herta.
Oh, look, they're chasing him back down, though. Look at this.
Rossi had to ease there, just come back out of it.
Rossi's loose on entry. He's really got to pedal out of it.
But Hinchcliffe sent it in there and then checked up, and I think Rossi will have a run through 3 and 4 if he can keep the throttle down here. Looking for air to the low side.
Kelly?
And you can see there the leader, Ryan Hunter-Reay, has been called to pit road after leading 50 laps in this race. The team asked him if he wanted any more front wing. Remember, they made one full turn last time. Ryan said not just yet, so he's got the Firestone tires, Speedway fuel, and he's off.
And unfortunately for Hunter-Reay, and Jan, you might chime in here on strategy, but I think that commits Hunter-Reay to a 4-stop race. He'll need to stop 2 more times to make it to the end. Not good news for the 28 car.
And after 135 laps, there is a caution. It's because of the Gainbridge Honda and Zach Veach in a spectacular moment. He went spinning down the back straight, and this is how it happened.
He was riding a wild bull right here. Watch this. He hit the wall, and then the toe link breaks, and he's chasing that thing all over the place like it's a...
Oh, man. Hang on, son. 8 seconds. Look at that. He's all the way down in turn 3, and he hasn't stopped driving it. Right rear toe link's broken. Left rear's flat now. Right rear's flat. Watch this. He didn't lift either. He tries to hold it wide open down the back straight.
Hang on to her.
Hang on to that bull.
Wow. He just got up behind Piggott there.
Got loose. It got loose out big, and then it just broke the toe link.
I love the fact that he didn't lift either for the first couple of seconds. He thought he was going to drive that thing right back by.
What a wild ride for Zach Veach. Back to green. Ryan Hunter-Reay is under pressure from Scott Dixon. Here comes Alexander Rossi as well. Good restart. Who's side by side there? James Hinchcliffe is in the mix.
Nice move from Hinch. Go to the outside of Pagenaud in the white and black car. Excuse me, I think that's Graham Rahal in the white and black car. Pagenaud just behind Rahal, and they're 2 wide, thinking about 3 wide further back.
Newgarden went around the outside on the high line. Here comes Dixon. Dixon side by side with Hunter-Reay and almost got the lead.
Dixon has to check up, and Alexander Rossi there in 3rd might have a run down the backstretch. Rossi's been really good through 3 and 4.
When you check up that hard, it leaves you vulnerable. You kill all your momentum, and here comes Rossi. He's got a wing down on the clear air,
Dixon.
And he's got a nice run down the front straightaway.
Dixon left Rossi some air to the low side. That helped him get a run. He's going to probably just back off here and try it again next lap.
I haven't seen Rossi been able to send it into the corner on the outside like we saw that Colton Herta did on Hinchcliffe. He's yet to be able to do that.
Here comes Herta to the high side. Herta loving this Texas track.
Told Kevin that it was fun.
Does the crossover behind the car in front of him. He started on the high side and crossed over.
Here we go. Here we go. The teenager is not afraid to have a go.
Oh, man, and he's getting plenty of wiggles there on the entry to 1.
He's the only guy that's been able to run up a little bit up on the groove. Everybody's going right to the white line, and he's got it up the track just a little bit.
I think for these 3 cars, Dixon, Rossi, and Herta, they're perfectly content to let Ryan Hunter-Reay try to ride off in the distance and burn fuel, because Ryan Hunter-Reay still needs 2 more stops, I think, to make it.
And the team have just told Ryan Hunter-Reay that if Rossi gets a good run on him to let him go by and attack Dixon because he does have a better fuel number. It sounds like Ryan Hunter-Reay, and now you see Rossi making the move around the outside and Hunter-Reay not putting up much of a fight. He said he's having trouble hitting his fuel numbers even in traffic, but they're hoping he can at least get 1 lap back for him.
Now 5 back.
This double draft is now really going to help him, but he's got to stay closer, Townsend. He's got to get right up on the back of those cars and basically half throttle it all the way around the track. He's going to get passed by.
You can have grade 5 to make a pass.
This is a phenomenal run from James Hinchcliffe. This is the best run he's had this year, and it's good to see this Arrow Schmidt-Peterson team being in the spotlight 2 weekends in a row with Marcus Ericsson last weekend. Hinch was in the mix, I have to say, last weekend as well. But this is a really strong run.
Look at this.
For the lead, Alexander Rossi.
Will he send it? And he does.
Still there, all clear, all clear.
Alexander Rossi with the bold move to the outside. He wants to feel clean air. This is his first time tonight.
let's not forget where Alexander started, outside the top 10 in 11th. Here comes Hinchcliffe on Ryan Hunter-Reay. Pops out, is he close enough?
I think Hunter-Reay's going to make it hard for him. I think Hunter-Reay's feeling like I've given up enough positions. It's time to hold on here, save as much gas as I can, and if Hunter-Reay can get into, pit on lap 182, 183, he might have a chance to make it.
He's got to be as close to the back of Dixon's car as Hinchcliffe is to him if he's going to maximize the fuel. You lose the draft a little bit back there. You're getting some, but look at Dixon comes back by. Rossi gives up the lead.
All these guys are going to try to hang out here as long as they can before making that last stop in case a yellow comes out. They don't want to be in that danger zone of having to pit under green, going a lap down and having somebody get lucky on a yellow flag.
It's a new race leader. Kevin called it earlier. He said Josef Newgarden and that number 2 team still has a chance to win this race. Great strategy call, great execution, and Newgarden came in while we were in the break. This is a clean, fast stop, and it has put the championship leader at the head of the pack.
He pitted for those fresh tires on that last yellow and stunned me with the pace. Kevin Lee, that was amazing that Newgarden was able to go fast enough to still make the stop and stay ahead.
And Tim Cindric made that call under that yellow. They were running 8th, only lost 1 position by coming in, topping off and taking fresh Firestones, and I think Cindric might have won Newgarden this race.
It was all in the speed of those fresh tires. He was turning laps at 217 when the leaders were going 210s, 211s, Dixon and Rossi swapping the lead, saving fuel, so he really made up all the time loss.
You saw it in non-stop, and it was a frightening fast crash for James Hinchcliffe.
He got a big run on Rossi down the front straightaway when Rossi got checked up by Piggott and sent it in on the outside, and it looked like they came off the corner side by side, and it was almost just like Veach. He just snapped loose, Townsend.
Well, it's good to see him get out. We'll have to see the replay again to really analyze what happened, but it's nice to see Hinch get on his feet.
We got an in-car as well with this car, so this will be great footage, and here we go. So he's up on the outside there in the dirt, and watch, it just snaps.
Big
just
save.
like Veach, barely hits the wall, but can't get a hold of it.
Same crash, except he wasn't able to keep it off that inside wall, and he hit pretty hard. That right rear toe link, once that breaks, you're driving, it's like a forklift once that happens. Let's watch it again.
Here's that run, so he sends it in, and Rossi stays right there with him on the inside.
Spencer Piggott up ahead.
Still there. It's going to be one back, inside.
Well, that track flattens out, Townsend. When that banking starts to drop off, he started pushing, and he had a lot of wheel in it, and then it snapped on him.
I mean, he had it. He was dirt tracking it, but he just ran out of room.
You see the dust. You can see the dust coming off the car. It's up in the gray there.
What a shame. It had been such a positive night for James Hinchcliffe, headed towards his best result of the season. By the way, safer barrier on the inside there.
And it's a good thing it turned around sideways and didn't go in nose first.
Josef Newgarden, points leader. Scott Dixon, defending race winner and reigning champion. Alexander Rossi, Colton Herta.
This is great. We're going to have in-car from Hunter-Reay. We won't miss any of the action up front. See what kind of jump.
He's going for a big jump. Look at him lay back.
No.
And it stacks up, and they go. Look.
Oh, man, he was looking for the big monster run.
Here we go. Watch Dixon. Watch that orange and blue car. Dixon's going for the win on the restart. He gets around.
Oh, they
Josef
touched.
Newgarden. Newgarden says, no way, not right now.
They touched wheels on the entry to 1.
Right front to left rear, Newgarden to Dixon, and here comes Colton Herta.
Colton Herta on the high side.
He was in the wall, I think.
Wow. Herta went on the attack. He was following Dixon's lead. Now here comes Rossi.
The crossover again for Herta. He's right there. Will he send it, Townsend?
Watch Hunter-Reay send it too. You got too much action going on. Hunter-Reay looking low. Here comes Colton Herta again to the high side. What a brave driver.
Right around the outside, Rossi. He can't do anything about it. He's got to tuck back into the draft. 21 laps to go.
And for Hunter-Reay, he needs help on those lap cars, and Sato's not making it easy.
Here he comes again, Dixon, but look at Herta. Herta's going to send it on the outside again.
It's so dirty up there. That's what got Hinchcliffe.
He's got to run.
Oh, man, he's going for it.
Oh,
Inside now, Colton Herta.
No way!
he's
No!
gonna wreck them both.
Oh, man, Colton Herta, Dixon in the wall.
That was very ambitious, and it just didn't pay off. Oh, my.
Wow. Colton
There
was
was no-
below the white line. It was just not on there.
There was no way he was backing off. He had the big
Colton,
run.
You okay, buddy?
He made the move, but Dixon was protecting, and he went in there and just didn't back off. It was
Nice to see both drivers are okay. Those are big crashes.
And this is-
Colton Herta gets out.
This is bad for the championship for Dixon. Let's not forget the championship.
And let's see how this is. Look at Colton Herta's signaling down to Dixon.
Got a big run down the back straightaway, and he sent it in there on the inside, and there's not a lot of room in there. That's like threading the needle. When he got on the white line, it went loose, got into Dixon, and turned him.
You know, I'll be curious to see the backstretch. I said it wasn't on, but Colton had a pretty good run going, and Dixon was kind of mid-track and then mid-corner on the entry to turn 3. So let's watch. We're on board with Rossi. That's Colton Herta up ahead.
Below the white line on entry,
Yeah.
and he came, oh my God, that was close.
Wow, what a save.
Holy.
What a save from Rossi. I've never seen that.
Here we go, different angle.
So watch the white line. He goes below it,
Not yet.
right there. He's below it,
Yeah.
and then he's on it right there on the apron, and he got loose, and it just walked up the track and into the side pod of Dixon.
It's a tough call because he had the run. Dixon had already proactively defended to the inside, and Colton just forcing it there below the line. What do you think, Paul?
I mean, I think it's a racing incident. It's just one of those things. They're both racing hard. It's the end of the race. This is Texas, baby. You got to go big.
And for both cars, they're in the wall. They're wrecked. It doesn't matter what race control thinks because both of them are out.
Here we go, let's go. Back to green. Pagano is quick. Pagano and Rahal are quick to pounce.
Santino Ferrucci's having a look up the inside.
Round the outside
Oh,
goes
it's going to be
Rahal.
close. And look at Hunter Ray back there hunting.
Hunter Ray on fresh tires trying to get by all these cars at one time here. We're 3 wide down the back straightaway.
Santino Ferrucci on the inside of Pagano. Ryan Hunter Ray we ride with.
Oh, if he can clear these few cars, he's going to be in really good shape. He's got to make it happen soon, though. Only 12 laps to go. Up front, Rossi looking on Newgarden.
Ericsson right there with Hunter Ray having a great run in the Aero Schmidt-Peterson car.
This is first and second, though. Big gap back to third.
Oh, look at Hunter Ray. He cleared him. Hunter Ray's up to 5th. He's coming hard now.
This could be Iowa all over again. Fresher tires and on the attack.
comes
Here
Rossi.
goes Rossi.
This is looking good.
Can he send it on the
Still
outside?
there.
He hasn't been able to
Still
do it
there.
all night, but he'll
Still
hold
there.
it. He can't do it.
Still there.
He doesn't
Oh,
have
there
enough
he
front
goes.
grip to hold it on the outside.
Smart from Rossi to back off. He knows how hard it is to stay side by side through 1 and 2. 10 laps to go. I want to know where's Hunter Ray. He's only 1.9 seconds back now.
Tell you what, Newgarden's doing exactly what Pagano did at Indy. He's protecting the inside. He's going to make Rossi go the long way. There's Hunter Ray. He's got to close the gap in a hurry because 9 laps to go.
Oh,
Goes
look at the
fast.
motor. Look at the run he has coming on Ferrucci.
How about fourth place Santino Ferrucci? The rookie is having a phenomenal drive, trying to hunt down Graham Rahal, riding with Hunter Ray again.
Newgarden weaving down the back straightaway already, doing exactly what Pagano did at Indy, but here comes on the outside. He can't do it. He hasn't been able to pull that move off all night. Rossi's car is phenomenal, but look at the weaving, just like Pagano at Indy.
On board with Rossi.
Wow, Rossi gets such a good
Big
run off
run.
turn 4. Here he comes. Maybe he's going to go low this time. No.
7 to go. No pressure behind.
Oh, he's
Oh.
going to get him. Send it.
He
Send
might
it.
have
there.
it. No way.
Can't do
Newgarden's
it
going
on
to
the
still
Still
get
there.
in
outside.
Still
there.
there.
Newgarden is relentless on that inside run. He did it to Dixon earlier on a restart, and Rossi's tried 2-3 times.
He's got to time that exactly right to beat Newgarden to the line. Look at the car coming off the corner as he's setting this up to beat him at the line on the outside.
Yeah, but Newgarden's stubborn for good reason. He's got the position going to the inside.
Hunter Ray's gained half a second on these guys.
He has to clear Ferrucci and Rahal, and Ferrucci's doing such a great job to hold Hunter Ray off.
Remember where the line is.
Ferrucci in 4th place, rookie.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, look at this run.
Oh, boy.
Look at this run. He wants the inside.
Wow. Rossi's so close to the gearbox of Newgarden. He had to lift there.
Is he setting up the final pass coming to the line? Is it going to be a record photo finish?
So many times there have been, well, actually 3 of the top 10 closest finishes in IndyCar history have happened here at Texas Motor Speedway. We might see a 4th tonight.
4 laps to go at the line.
Newgarden coming down the back straightaway last lap like that cobra snake.
If Newgarden can hang on and do this, well then we won't remember the strategy call. We'll remember the determined driving. This will be a phenomenal victory if Newgarden can do it.
Newgarden driving right up to the wall on purpose, trying to take all the air off the nose of Alexander Rossi, and then slithering his way on that back straight. Three laps to go.
Rossi's lost touch a little bit. He's got to close that gap and get a run down the back straightaway. It looks like Newgarden is forcing his car into an understeer state on the exit of 2.
Further back, Rahal, Ferrucci, and Rahal all holding position. I think it's getting harder now for Ryan Hunter-Reay to take advantage of the fresher tires.
2 to go, 3 miles, that's all. And Josef Newgarden will change what has been a pretty miserable history here in Texas. He's only had 1 top 10, and that was an 8th place finish several years ago.
That's a big gap to gain now for Rossi.
1 to go now.
Newgarden has done exactly what he needed to do by breaking that draft and mirror driving and taking the air away from Rossi.
Didn't qualify where he wanted to, started 7th and was running around 7th and 8th all race long. A terrific call from Tim Cindric, the president of Team Penske, and then Josef has done the rest. Up front, out in front, under the lights, wins in Texas. Josef Newgarden, championship leader.
Hey, nice work, boy.
Wins in an impressive style. Wow.
Oh, you guys, good job in the pit.
There you heard
Awesome
it.
work. That's all you tonight, guys.
What a strategy call from that guy right there in the white shirt. Tim Cindric, president for Team Penske. He does it again for Josef Newgarden with just perfect strategy.
What a run for Team Penske and the Fitzgerald Glider Kits team. Josef, your first super speedway win. I know Cindric got you to the lead, but young man, you got it done on track. How did you hold off Rossi?
It's these guys, man. They keep putting me out front. I'm just trying to get it done in the end, but how about this Fitzgerald car? It looked good. Great to have the Fitzgeralds here tonight. You know, I knew we had a rocket ship. It was just about getting to the front. We were better in the front than we were in the back, so I knew if we could get some position, we would be okay. But Team Chevy doing a great job for us. Just a good day to capitalize on some points. These guys put me in position, so it's all up to them.
Last restart, Alexander Rossi had a couple of good runs on the outside. How did you make it stick on the low line and keep him behind you?
Yeah, he was fast. I mean, honestly, you know, he ran a great race. They, both him and Dixon ran me really fair at the end. It was hard to get away on the restart. That was my biggest concern, was just getting the jump, going again. And he was good, man. He was just hard to hold off. He was so good in dirty air. I saw him earlier in the race, how good he was behind people. So I knew, you know, it was going to be tough. It was going to be really tough. But you saw the speed I had in the front stretch just to hold him off. So thanks to Team Chevy. And yeah, it's a good day in Texas, man. I'm glad we finally figured this place out. It's been a while.
You've won 3 other ovals, but this is the biggest track you've won on. Any significance to breaking through? You've been fast on big tracks, but getting a win now.
You know, we've been close here before. Not necessarily at the end of the race, but I know we've had good cars here, and we've not been able to just make it happen. You know, one thing happens or another. So just to finally figure it out, it's been great. St. Pete was that way for me, too. I knew we could win a race there, and we just hadn't gotten it done. So finally figured it out tonight. I'm so pleased for these guys, man. They work hard for this.
Thanks for the entertainment tonight.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Watch the Rev Group Grand Prix at Road America, Sunday, June 23rd at noon on NBC.